everyone, I am using the Learning Glass to show you what a connected box looks like. So to start out with, the element is causal link. And then below that, we have three cases: indoor plumbing, Nuttall, and Fulwiler. Fulwiler, you notice I have an NA by it because that case doesn't speak to this particular element. So the focus of our analysis for this element will be on indoor plumbing and Nuttall. Now, the first box is the general rules box, and I've written in shorthand just so I can fit it all under the all in the Glass Studio. But you may, when you're first getting started with this, want to really focus on writing out the exact rule from the case. So under indoor plumbing, the rule that has to be followed to establish causation is a but-for proximate cause rule, which means that but for the deceptive act, there would not have been the injury. Equally, in Nuttall, causation has to show that reliance between the act and the injury occurred, as in the plaintiff relied on the deceptive act, and that's what resulted in the injury. So the court here makes a link between between reliance of the act with the injury. Okay, so then next on our list are the legally significant facts. And the legally significant facts are the evidence that the court hung its hat on in determining whether or not the plaintiff either met the burden of establishing the element, or in a summary judgment case, whether there's enough facts in dispute that it should go to trial. So under indoor plumbing, we learned that the plaintiff paying an invoice, not enough evidence, but you've got to have something more. And what's the something more? Well, he contacted a friend to figure out what PIC meant. He contacted agencies like the FCC, and he even contacted customer service, which is a representative of the defendant, for clarification. And that customer service agent gave the impression that it was approved, it was okay, it was sanctioned by the FCC. You'll note that we don't have that much detail in the analysis section, but when I went back to the facts of the case, I got this additional detail so that I could be fully educated on the details of the evidence that the court relied on. Over here under Nuttall, the court determined that the plaintiff did not meet this element because the plaintiff did external research, and that research was based on the defendant's recommendation to discuss the property with the prior owner, and the plaintiff did that, met with the prior owner, discussed the property and the history of the property. And so therefore there was no causal link between a deceptive act by the plaintiff, or by the defendant, and the injury that the plaintiff has experienced. So the final process of the connected box that we are working on so far is this last one in orange that's down here below. These are the legally significant facts of our case file, the Diden case file. And so I'm looking for facts that are similar to indoor plumbing. In this case, I noticed that our client Googled to figure out what scrub meant. In addition, he also called the company to determine if he could get an understanding of what scrub is. On the other hand, in Nuttall, we have what's similar is just the idea that he Googled on his own, but it's thematically similar, but it isn't the same level of energy of talking to someone else who would be familiar with the particular nature of the transaction. Okay, so that's as far as we are going to do today, and that's all that I'm going to expect from you for the three elements. So this is one connector box, causal link, then you'll do another connector box for injury, and then a third connector box for deceptive act. And keep in mind, not all three cases are going to be applicable for all the elements. Okay, I hope this helps.